Hi everyone. So today we are starting with our basic torso dress, or we also call it sheet dress, shift dress, or box fitted dress. Okay. So in today's session, I will be telling you about blocking and draping of the block. A lot of basic things I won't be repeating because, like for example, blocking of muslin, I will not talk about that. How to do the grain management in that, all of that I won't be talking about, so that we can make things a little quick. But these things you have to still take in criteria for your work. Okay, so let's get started with this. So here I have a flat lay of the sketch of the blocking proportions. How are we going to take this block proportions? Okay, so we will take so looking at the sketch, I just want to explain you once again how to go about the sketch. So basically, from your highest shoulder point, which is this point, you have to take your desired length. I will again tell you the same thing on the dress form also. Okay, so I have taken this length, full length over here, and this is my panel. This is the panel which I have cut already. All right, so from higher shoulder point to this length, this was coming around, my dress form was coming till my dress form ends, that length comes around 33, and then we can take 3 inches extra for the length over here. Okay, for our drape management, so we need 3 inches extra, so that when we will be contouring the shoulders and the neckline and the armhole and side bust, we have extra ease of fabric. So this length is basically the full length of this. Okay, then you have to take the center measurements. So we will drop from over here, we will drop 4 inches down, which is for the neck for the front, and then we will go 1/3/4 on the side for the shoulder neck point. Okay, so that is the area. We will contour it with our French curve. Okay, to give it a neck shape, so that we have a space there to drape. Even if we find it little more, we can slash it and later on do it more. Then the next length which I have taken over here is from center front, center from the pit of the neck. Okay, from there to the waistline. So now in this case, the waistline can be above the band which you have already on your dress form. You can take it above the band, you can take below the band, or you can take at the center of the band. Remember, whatever you're gonna take for the front, you need to take it for the back, because this line should match, or it should go around the form once the entire dress is being draped. Okay, the second measurement is going to be from your waistline to hip. Okay, which is 7 inches down. Okay, and we will make these perpendicular lines over here, and then this later part can be longer or shorter depending upon your design. All right, so this part can variate. Okay, and then whatever the length you are taking, you have to see how much you want to give it, like a hem fold. You can pre-fold it also, and you can keep this. Okay, but I'm leaving it right now like that because I'm giving you a demonstration. So this or this knot doesn't need to be told. Okay, so that depends upon how do you want to do it. Now I'm gonna talk about your width measurement. So since this is your waistline and this is your hip line, so what we will measure from the center of the hip point, which is 7 inches down from here, we will measure the hip arc till the side seam and add half inch of a seam allowance. Okay, not seam allowance, half inch of an ease. Okay, which is also there in the sketch, so you can follow the sketch in that way. In that case, so you have to measure the hip arc. Hip arc will be from the center of the center front of the hip to the side seam of the hip, and then half an inch ease. Okay, that is where you will get your hip measurement. All right, and from here you will draw a perpendicular line which leads till the waist and also till the bottom of the hem wherever you want to drop it. Okay, and this part later on will need to be curved and shaped depending upon whatever the shape we are getting after draping the top. Okay, this is the blocking. So you need to cut the fabric, block it, iron, crisp, then you need to do your markings this way. This is how you will do it for the front, and now this is how you will do it for the back. The same thing you will do it for the back. It's just that your neck cut difference will be different. So we are dropping 1/3 from the pit of the back pit neck, and on the center grain, and then side we will take 2 inches, and then we will curve it with the French curve. Okay, so that we'll get a little cut over there, and then we can drape it easily. And if there will be any problem over here, we can slash it further while draping. The same thing, you will measure your center back till the waist. Again, make sure if you have taken above the waist band, then please mark it above the waistband. Okay. And then you will drop your hip over here, which will be 7 inches. Again, also do measure where your style tape is actually coming, the highest point of the hip, because it might differ to dress form, and it might differ depending upon whatever the size you are also doing. Okay, the same thing over here, and then rest is our length, which is matched up to this. Okay, so I have cut 2 blocks, which is 33 plus 3 inches, and then I have done all this blocking. All right, so now we will take this on the dress form to see how we are going to drape it. Okay, I am draping size 10 right now, but the instruction will be the same, the method will be the same for size 8, whosoever has it, or half scale, which maximum people have done in the previous semester. So in half scale, you just need to make sure, if you are doing this neck draping, this neck pre-cut, just reduce it to half scale to see how it works. Okay, and then rest of the things are going to be same in half scale. Also, you will have to measure this from pit of the neck to the waist to hip, and then whatever your desired length. Okay, so now we are taking this onto the form and see how this drapes. Thank you. So we will start first thing from the neckline. Okay, we will put the neckline, we'll put the pin mark over the neck point. Okay, shoulder neck point. Okay, then we will go slow over here, and then we can bring this part and just see the marking of the shoulder over here, and put a pin over here. Okay, this is the first step. Second step, you will align this hip point and match this point with the side hip seam. Okay, put a pin there, and you will notice that this will be slightly loose over here because we have half an inch of an ease, because this area you require extra ease because you don't wear dresses to stand, you also sit in them. So for that you need to give a little more. All right, so now if you see, I have pinned all these things, 1 2 3 4 5, these points. Okay, now you can see we have a dart also forming here, this excess is also forming here. So now we will start working on towards the excess. The first step you will go with it, that you will simply take the grain over here and let it be wherever it is falling. You don't need to push and bring this over here, because this is not going to be your true area where you'll be pulling your dress from. Okay, you need to actually make it rest, because this will be slightly away from the point you have marked over here. Identify that point. Okay, and put a pin over here so that this becomes your waist point. Okay, you can put a cross mark over here so that you know this is the point where you have pinned it and it doesn't move away from your point. Okay, after that you will see, you will drape the armhole. Okay, bring the armhole, the center of the armhole, how we used to do it in the basic bodice, over the center point we will give a little bit of an ease, like a pinch of an ease over here, and then we can leave this over here, and then we can drape the armhole over here. Now draping the armhole, again the instructions are going to be the same. Just put it under the armhole point, underarm point, put a pin over there. Also put a cross mark simultaneously on all these points. Okay, so that you know your points are not shifting. And then you slowly you understand and you see that there is a dart forming. Okay, if you wish to, you can also slash over here so that the bulge doesn't come out. You can remove this pin later on, because this pin was only there for an ease. Okay, so now if you see, a dart has formed over here, and we can put a pin mark over here at the dart. All right, now we have got this point, we have got this point. Okay, the underarm point. Remember, wherever your underarm point will be, you can also put an extra pin over here on the dress form, so that when you will be draping at the back, you know that this is the pin you need to follow for your back matching and armhole matching. So this is the first dart excess I have taken over here along the bust level. The second dart is going to come on the princess line, and we will take roughly half an inch to quarter inch of an dart excess over here. And pin it. All right, and if we see the extra fit, so sheath dress is basically the dress which is more fitted. Okay, shift is a little looser than shift than sheath, and then box fit is completely straight and boxy. Okay, so the next dart is going to form maybe half an inch or one 3 by 4 inch away from this point. Okay, and you can take your another cross mark over here. So now you will be needing to do your later cross markings in this. Okay, and you will identify the vanishing points. So put a pin mark for your vanishing points. Okay, so my vanishing point in this is coming here. My vanishing point in this is coming here. And then this is coming here. Okay, the same goes at the bottom. We don't really need to make it very tight and bring it here. The vanishing point is actually, it should come above the hip line, and because we are not making extremely fitted over here, because we need ease to, so that the person can sit also and have a moving area on the waist. Okay, so this is done. Okay, now we need to take a cross marks. Okay, the first cross mark, we'll start with the shoulder, neck, shoulder, arm. Okay, if you are attaching sleeve over here, you need to bring it little ahead this point. If you are not attaching or making it a sleeveless, you can take it slightly in also. Okay, I'm taking at the ridge, the edge of it. Okay, again same steps. Okay, over here we have already a cross mark. Okay, but we can still take the alignment over here. You can also put a style tape over here for your reference, but only if it requires. Okay, take the cross marks for the bust point. So you can also play with the neckline or something with the desired length or something like that. After taking the cross marks, we need to put this back and take it on to the flat form for pinning. It's just that you need to remember still few things which we do in our basic bodice also. And what we do is that we have a shoulder dart at the back. Okay, and then we have two waist darts for our sheet dress. Okay, so same thing, we will pull it over here. There will be an even more ease compared to the front. Okay, we will put the pin over here. All right, and then we will have a little more ease because back contour is more and you will be needing more ease at the back. So you can also put a pin at the princess, dividing the ease into two parts like this, and you can put it in the center of the intersection point so that it doesn't accumulate at one place the ease, and then you can balance this part. All right, after this the same thing, we will take this point to wherever it comes naturally. Okay, we will not force push it here or force push it there. Okay, we will let it curve smoothly over here so that we'll get the desired point and the dress is not moving forward. Take the cross mark, okay. You can also take the dot mark over here. Okay, the next thing you will do, you will lift this, pin it over here because you need to create a dart over here. So this dart is not necessary, but in a classic sheet pattern this dart forms. So you can also have this or you can eliminate it, depends upon you how do you want to do it. But this dart actually comes because for a better more contour over the shoulder. Okay, so for classic pattern this dart should come ideally. Okay, so we will lift it over here and put a pin. Okay, if you see I have just draped this part and this dart is forming naturally. Okay, all my pins are in the front, so okay, you will get this over here. The same thing, the first dart is going to form and you need to divide the excess into two parts. Okay, I'm doing it roughly, but back darts are much more heavier darts. It will come around 3/4 inch to 1 inch, or can be, depending upon body to body, can be more or less. I'm doing size 10 right now. So my dart might be little slimmer because I'm doing a size 10, and again 1 inch away from the first dart, the first princess dart. Okay, remember while draping, put all your pins towards the bottom, because ideally if you put a pin like this on towards the pin, top will be towards the upper side, then it might hurt you. So yeah, so now we are done, almost done with this. We will take our, I'll just put a slash over here so that we will get a good armhole shaping over here. Remember, don't cut it too deep. Okay, mark your vanishing points. So for my this dart, my vanishing point is here. Okay, This is a shoulder blade line, okay? This is our vanishing point. Shoulder neck. Shoulder ridge. Dart point. Again, pin it down till here. Cross mark at the armhole. You remember we have put a pin over here so that we get exactly matching armholes. Okay, vanishing points for this. So done with the vanishing points over here. Okay, now take the cross marks for the vanishing points. That's it, we are done. Now we are going to take this over the flat and do the markings, do the truing and pin everything together and see how the hang of the pattern forms. So now we have brought our flat pattern over here. I'll just highlight the markings for you so that you guys can also see where are the markings over here. Okay. Okay, now we will start showing the darts. Just join these two lines for your dart access. Okay, this is your princess dart. All right. Follow the dot line for the waist hip curve over here. Okay. Then put a pin over here and my entire torso dress, and you can see how this dress is being shaped. It's a more fitted dress, and the same way you can actually, the way you have done tracing of the pattern, you can do it. Also, if you see, I have a little blending issue of the armhole, where I have done it with the green color and I have done the marking. So you can also see where the things are matching. You can do your correction with your red or blue pen. I didn't have red or blue pen, so I did it with green. Okay, rest, this is more fitted, and you can try this. Don't put too many pins, because it's gonna lose the pattern and the shape of it after tracing this pattern. You might end up losing the shape, so don't pin it too much. I have in fact pinned it lesser than how would it be usual, because I had fallen short of pins. So yeah, this is your torso, basic torso, front, back. Okay, try this, and we can move on to do shift and box fitted. So shift and box fit, there is only one difference. The blocking is going to be the same. How the blocking measurements I have told you, it's all going to be the same. It's just that in your sheath you will eliminate the second dart while draping. Okay, because it has a little more ease over here, so it will not be so bodycon. So you will eliminate the second dart even in the front, even at the back, so it will be slightly shaped but not completely shaped. And the box fit is going to have only this and this dart, the front side dart and shoulder dart. Rest you will blend it under the armhole, you will match it to the hip line, and you will fall it straight. Okay, so try these three and let me know how you have experienced the draping of these three dresses. Okay.